Toronto, a city that shines at night, steel, glass, and stories buried between them. Behind every skyline, there's another kind of light, flashing red and blue. Every street has a secret, every corner a memory. This is Crime Scene Toronto. December 17th, 2022, downtown Toronto. Union Station's a few blocks north, the CN Tower a few blocks south. Tourists take selfies there. That night, a man named Ken Lee was just trying to stay warm. 73 years old, living rough, polite, he kept to himself. Just after midnight, police found him bleeding to death near York and University. Multiple stab wounds, no wallet, no chance. By morning, the headline hit. 8 teenage girls, 13 to 16, charged with second-degree murder. They didn't know him, they barely knew each other. They met online, came downtown for the night, looking for something, maybe excitement, maybe trouble. The story burned through the news cycle for a week, and then the city turned the page. But the tape stayed on the sidewalk. The questions are still here, and that's where we start. This is Front Street West, just outside the Strathcona Hotel. On a cold December night, this spot became a crime scene. 73-year-old Ken Lee had been spending his nights around Union Station, trying to stay warm. He was quiet, polite. Staff at nearby shelters said he kept to himself. Just after midnight, he was sitting here near the hotel entrance when a group of 8 teenage girls approached. They'd met only hours earlier through a social media chat. Witnesses said it started as a confrontation, words, shouting, then shoving. Within seconds, it turned violent. Paramedics arrived minutes later, but Lee was already bleeding on the sidewalk. He died before reaching the hospital. Detectives canvassed the area through the night, pulling footage from Union Station, nearby restaurants, and the hotel itself. The timeline came together fast. A group of girls ages 13 to 16 from different parts of the GTA meeting downtown for the first time. They moved as a pack, recording themselves, and by morning, they were suspects in a murder investigation. Police arrested all 8 before sunrise. In interviews, some cried, some didn't speak at all. It was the kind of case that stops the city cold. By morning, the city was awake and confused. 8 teenage girls charged with second-degree murder, no motive, no connection to the victim. Reporters filled this block trying to make sense of what happened. Police called it a swarming, a random, unprovoked attack. They said the girls met online, then gathered downtown looking for a fight. Earlier that night, witnesses reported another confrontation near the Eaton Center. A stolen bottle of liquor, a scuffle that ended fast, but this time someone died. As the story broke, Toronto split. Some people blamed social media, others blamed parenting. Everyone wanted a reason. The truth is, there wasn't one. The girls came from all over: Scarborough, Etobicoke, North York. Ordinary homes, ordinary lives. No gang ties, no criminal past. Detectives said it was like watching a storm form out of a clear sky. A digital spark that turned into violence in less than an hour. The Youth Criminal Justice Act keeps the case sealed. Courtrooms closed. No photos, no names. But behind those doors, a city's trying to understand itself. Because if a murder can happen here, in the open, on camera, among kids who've never met before, what does that say about where we are now? The Strathcona Hotel is just a building again. The guests are back to checking in, the taxis are lining up, people move on. But the story of Ken Lee and the girls who took his life still hangs over this street. And for me, This is where the case stops being about one night and starts being about us. The story didn't end on Front Street. Within hours, Toronto's newsrooms lit up. Headlines, breaking banners, the kind of story that takes over a city for a week and then disappears. For a few days, this was all anyone talked about. Reporters crowded the Strathcona, microphones in the cold, camera lights bouncing off glass. Police said the girls met online through social media. A digital chat turned into a night downtown that ended in murder. Each update brought a new headline: teens charged, no motive found, victim identified. For a city used to violence in the shadows, this felt different, random, public, recorded. And the suspects, all teenage girls, forced Toronto to look at itself. Parents asked, what's happening to kids? Commentators blamed TikTok, parenting, isolation, groupthink. But inside the youth court, the facts were quieter and harder to simplify. Police said the girls had been drinking, that they'd stolen a bottle earlier that night, that the fight started over a bottle of liquor and a few words no one can remember. Under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, the hearings are sealed, their names are hidden, we may never know who said what or why. But the details that did emerge paint a picture that's almost harder to believe. 8 strangers who met online turned violent together and then back to strangers again. Months later, the case is still in court, the city has moved on, but the questions haven't. What makes a crowd stop seeing the person in front of them? How does a group of kids become a mob in seconds? The police called it a tragedy, the public called it senseless, but to me, it's a sign of something we still don't understand. What happens when empathy runs out? Outside the Strathcona Hotel, the street looks the same. The lights change, the taxis idle, the headlines fade, but the story stays right here. Crime Scene Toronto. Behind every skyline lies blood in the bricks.